Jus morgaí bechard mi si bríon le hart le Granny Connections, agus táid gobar an órán the Hawk and the Crow le Liam O'Connor as Pomeroy I Gundy Tyrone. Hi folks, I'm Brian O'Hart with Granny Connections, and today we're working on the song The Hawk and the Crow that I learned from the singing of Liam O'Connor, who's from Pomeroy in County Tyrone. Tyrone is one of the 6 counties in Northern Ireland. This particular song had not been collected on the island of Britain or Ireland up until Peter Kennedy recorded it from Liam. However, there are many cognates here in North America, and this particular version from Liam is special in the regard that it's kind of singular. And it was collected from Liam by Peter Kennedy, who worked with the BBC and was a folklorist. And he was an editor for a publication called The Folk Songs of Britain and Ireland, which is a great resource from anyone interested in the folk songs from those 2 islands. It includes all the various languages: Scots Gaelic, Manx Gaelic, Irish Gaelic, Cornish, Welsh, even the Channel French that you would find on Sark and Jersey Islands. I actually stole a hard copy from my high school library my senior year as a present to myself, because I had noticed it hadn't been checked out since 1971. And I thought that I would get better use of it. And I did. So I'm not sorry. But I love this song. This song is silly, kind of joyful, has a great melody, includes lilting, which is a unique feature as well. Lilting is very similar to the scatting of the jazz tradition here in North America. But in particular, I love how this song anthropomorphizes birds, or brings a sense of animism to them. Birds are really important to us as humans. They're almost ubiquitous in kind of our experience. We hear them all the time. We see them every day. And this is very different to other non-domesticated animals. You only happen across a possum or a raccoon if you catch them by surprise. And outside of a cat or a dog you might have around the house, really birds are the first animal you probably come into contact with every day. I know for me, I hear the crows leading up to dawn, kind of proclaiming the approach of the sun. And they squawk at each other across the street and across the power lines. They're great creatures, and they're funny in many ways. And they can be socialized, and they can socialize us as well as humans. So birds are also really important, I'd say, in the folk practice, and that there are traditions where you can gain prophecy by the flight of birds, or you can portend like good things coming, bad things coming, omens, right? So birds are a really important feature for us as humans, and they've played a lot into our culture. So here we have a conversation among birds, started by the hawk, who first has a conversation with the crow about why the crow wears black. And so in this way, this song is also really interesting in that it kind of ties together maybe an origin myth about why these particular birds, and there are 4 of them, why they have certain features. And so for the crow, it's why the crow wears black. And for the willy wagtail, which is a bird we don't see here in North America very often, but one that's very common in Ireland, why the willy wagtail wags its tail. And why the brown thrush spends most of its day kind of hidden and in hiding or sleeping. And then last, why the Jenny Wren pairs up and has a partner. So the song itself speeds up and slows down. It has a chorus with vocables in it, and it's just got a great story. And I often find myself rocking to it and kind of really savoring the lovely melody that sometimes changes based on which verse we sing. So why don't we take a look at the song, and in particular the first verse, where we always start. And I'll do it as in previous songs. I'll do call response line by line. Let's take a look at the melody here in the first verse. Just to give you a sense, each verse has 4 lines, and each line has a different melodic structure. There's no repetition of those. And then we get to the chorus. The chorus, the first two lines of the chorus are full of vocables, which are little, they're not full words, they're nonsense words or parts of words that really only convey, in the way that scatting conveys, the melody, but not necessarily the lyrics of a song. And then the last two lines of the chorus is actually a repetition of the last two lines of the verse before it. So you'll notice here, I was once in love and I didn't prove fact, and ever since I wear the black. And then the chorus starts with the vocables, with me rifle diddle, diddly dum. And then it ends with the same two lines and the same melodic structure. I was once in love and I didn't prove fact, and ever since I wear the black. Okay? So as before, I'm going to do call response. So I'm going to sing the first line and you can sing back, and then we'll add the next line on, and so forth. Said the hawk unto the crow one day. Said the hawk unto the crow one day. Why do you in mourning stay? Why do you in mourning stay? Let's do these two lines together. Said the hawk unto the crow one day, why do you in mourning stay? Let's move on, that third line. I was once in love and I didn't prove fact. I was once in love and I didn't prove fact. And ever since I wear the black. And ever since I wear the black. Let's do these two lines together now. I was once in love and I didn't prove fact, and ever since I wear the black. Let's do the entire verse now. Said the hawk unto the crow one day, why do you in mourning stay? I was once in love and I didn't prove fact, and ever since I wear the black. Now the chorus. Don't be overwhelmed by these vocables. While they're written out here, I don't actually adhere to these particular vocables. But the idea is that you're using these series of vocables to pattern the melody without actually using words. So listen to me sing these first two lines with the vocables. With me rifle diddle, diddly dum. With me rifle diddle, diddly dum. I know I have written down here, writhe the diddle. Doesn't, the of the kind of trips me up, so I say rifle diddle. Rifle diddle, rifle diddly dum. But maybe righty diddle works for you. There's no right or wrong way to really do it. So if you can approximate what you hear me doing, if what's written down or what you hear me doing doesn't match perfectly with you, it's okay so long as you're conveying the melody using a series of vocables. Okay? So I'm going to use the vocables that I would use, which is rifle diddle. Okay? With me rifle diddle, rifle diddly dum. With me rifle diddle, diddly dum. So you'll notice even with the second line, I actually start with me. Whereas here it's just written writhe the diddle. Let's do these two lines together. With me rifle diddle, diddly dum. With me rifle diddle, diddly dum. And then we just sing the same last two lines of the previous verse with the same melodic structure. I was once in love and I didn't prove fact, and ever since I wear the black. Let's sing the entire chorus together. With me rifle diddle, rifle diddly dum. With me rifle diddle, rifle diddly dum. I was once in love and I didn't prove fact, and ever since I wear the black. All right, let's move on to the next verse. Now the next verse, the first two lines are actually different from the first two lines of the first verse. This happens often in performing, either for an interest of making things interesting to the singer, the melody is slightly altered, or perhaps this person, Liam, might have learned it from someone who sang this song also this way. But variations within the melody are really common within the tradition. Even our dance tunes, making variations on the melody is something that's often viewed as a feature of a really good musician. So let's learn this altered version. And actually this altered version is sang for the following three verses. So the first verse that we learned, that's just for that first verse. The next three use a different melodic structure for the first two lines. And then the last two lines of each verse is exactly as the last two lines of the first verse. Okay? So here we go. And next there spoke the willy wagtail. And next there spoke the willy wagtail. I was once in love and I did prevail. I was once in love and I did prevail. Let's do these two lines together. And next there spoke the willy wagtail. I was once in love and I did prevail. And then we revert back to the original melody. I was once in love and I did prevail, and ever since I wagged my tail. Into the chorus. With me rifle diddle, rifle diddly dum. With me rifle diddle, rifle diddly dum. I was once in love and I did prevail, and ever since I wagged my tail. Let's just sing slowly through the last two verses now that we've worked through the structure. And next there spoke the little brown thrush, who was sitting in yon holly bush. The way to court, I have heard them say, is to court all night and sleep the next day. With me rifle diddle, rifle diddly dum. With me rifle diddle, rifle diddly dum. The way to court, I have heard them say, is to court all night and sleep the next day. And last there spoke the Jenny Wren, do you know what I'd do if I was a man? For fear that one would wriggle and go, I would wear two strings upon my bow. With me rifle diddle, rifle diddly dum. With me rifle diddle, rifle diddly dum. For fear that one would wriggle and go, I would wear two strings upon my bow. So there you go. It's the Hawk and the Crow. It has some humor in it. It has some sexual innuendo in it. It has some origin stories there. And it's just a lovely, lighthearted song. So I hope you have a great time playing around with it, getting silly with it, moving with it, and seeing where it rests in your body and where it brings you some joy. All right, guys, enjoy it. Go to Milamagli, Slán go forward.